the GTSonic GT-X1 ultrasonic cleaner. The GTSonic GT-X1 was sent to me for a review from GTSonic. This is a small and sleek ultrasonic cleaner designed to clean between all those little tiny crevices that you can't get to using something like a brush. Ultrasonic cleaners are perfect for cleaning vape gear, so let's talk about the GT-X1. It operates at 40 kHz frequency, it has a food grade stainless steel liner, has a 5-minute timer, a detachable power cord. It's 1.2 pounds. It's 7.3 inches by 3.9 inches by 2.4 inches, so pretty small. And it comes in black or pink colors. You can get this for $69.99, but they also sent me a $10 off code, so look for that in the description. The GT-X1 looks great. It doesn't look anything like a typical ultrasonic cleaner and just looks nice sitting on the counter. It also has a detachable power cord, which is really useful too because you can unplug it and store the cable inside the tank to make it more portable. The detachable cord is also nice because you can take that off when filling or dumping the tank. The bottom of the GT-X1 also has rubber pads, so that's nice because they're grippy and they prevent scratches on your table or the countertop. And this thing is small. It's 7.3 inches wide, 3.9 inches from front to back, and 2.4 inches tall. It also only weighs 1.2 pounds, so it's really small and light. The tank size is probably the biggest drawback of the GT-X1. It only holds 15 ounces, which isn't much, but to be fair, you know what you're getting here. This isn't designed for big jobs. This is designed for cleaning small jewelry and at the most a pair of eyeglasses. So if you only need to clean 1 or 2 tanks or drippers, maybe 3, this will work fine. But if you need something bigger, you can go with GTSonic's bigger model, the GT-F3, which I've also tested and really like. So let's talk about what ultrasonic cleaning is. I've done a fairly in-depth video about how ultrasonic cleaning works, so I'll include a link in the description if you want to check it out, but I'll cover the basics here. Basically, ultrasonic cleaners emit ultrasound waves that create bubbles that implode and break apart dirt on whatever you're cleaning. You can get ultrasonic cleaners that work on various different frequencies, and these frequencies are designed for different types of cleaning. For example, low frequency, such as 25 kilohertz, creates bigger bubbles and further distances apart, so those cleaners are best for large objects, but can damage delicate parts. Mid-range frequency cleaners have smaller bubbles and implode closer together. So these are good for somewhat delicate parts. The most common frequency cleaners in this range and are the most common type of cleaner that you'll find in consumer models. And these are great for things like glasses, metal jewelry, and of course vape gear. And finally, you have high frequency cleaners. These frequencies create very tiny bubbles that are really close together. So they clean the most thoroughly, but also the most gently. That means that they aren't good for heavy dirt or large objects. So like I mentioned, mid-range is the most common type of ultrasonic cleaner that you'll find in the store. And that's because it does a really good job of cleaning small parts with a decent amount of dirt. It's just a good middle ground for most people. The GTSonic GT-X1 is a 40 kHz mid-range frequency model. So what can ultrasonic cleaners like this clean? I use my ultrasonic cleaner to clean all of my atomizer parts. I fully disassemble my tanks and RDAs down to the O-rings and throw everything in the cleaner. You can clean O-rings, glass tanks, drip tips, barrels, build decks, and all. You can clean coils in these too, but I found that coils get so gunked up that you need to do dry burn to get all that gunk off in the first place for the best results. But I've even cleaned pre-built coil heads like what you'd get with a sub-ohm tank. A pre-built coil head won't come out like new because you aren't able to burn all that gunk off the coil without burning the cotton, but it'll definitely come out better, so you can get a little bit more life out of it. There are just a few things that you don't want to clean in an ultrasonic cleaner because the sound waves can destroy them, such as tungsten metal. I have a ring that's made out of tungsten metal, so I can't put it in there. You can't put in pearls, you can't put in diamonds, gemstones, or anything with flaws or chipped paint. And the reason is that these types of things have little flaws and crevices that we can't see, but the sound waves are able to get into them. The bubbles implode inside those crevices and make them bigger, eventually breaking them in the process. Pearls are a strange one in this instance because they simply dissolve because they're so soft. But other than that, most things are fair game in the cleaner. Using the GT-X1 is simple. Open the lid, place your parts in the cleaner, fill it up to the max with water. I prefer hot water. Add a few drops of soap, close the lid, and then turn it on. And you can turn it off anytime by pressing the button again. And when you're done, take everything out to dry, dump out the water, and then wipe it down with a towel. This has only one button and one timer, which is set at 5 minutes. I would have liked for there to be more timer options, but 5 minutes is a good middle ground. I usually run my old cleaner in 3-minute cycles for a total of 9 minutes, but 2 cycles at 5 minutes is easier, and honestly, even just 1 5-minute cycle is probably good enough to clean most vape gear. I use regular dish soap, usually Dawn, because it's gentle and strong, but also safe for our bodies. You do vape off of the things that you put in here, so you definitely want to use something that you'd be comfortable inhaling. One major thing to mention is that you never want to use bleach because it will damage the steel tank and you don't want to use flammable liquids like alcohol because it can ignite and cause a fire. Just use water and dish soap. That's all you need. All right, so that's it. The GT-X1 is a super sleek looking device. It just looks great sitting on the counter. It doesn't look at all like your typical ugly ultrasonic cleaner. It actually looks like a nice piece of tech gear. The tank is fairly small, so you don't get a lot of space to work with, but for small cleaning jobs, like for cleaning 1 or 2 atomizers, or if you want to take your cleaner with you on a trip or something, it's very portable and it works great. And the small size doesn't affect how well it cleans. It still cleans at 40 kilohertz like any other cleaner. It just has less space. I've even thought about taking this to work and keeping it at my desk just in case I ever need it. It would be really easy to plug in, fill up with some water from the water dispenser, and then running it for the odd cleaning jobs here and there. But overall, I've been very happy with this. So if you're interested, GTSonic sells the GT-X1 on Amazon. I'll include a link on my blog post. GTSonic sells the X1 for $69.99, but they gave me a $10 off coupon code, so definitely use it if you're buying one. All right, thanks for checking out this review, and I'll catch you on the next one.